Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We'll be talking about commercial real estate in Central and Eastern Europe. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the Coffee with Craig show. We're here with Mike Zawadzki from Lightcraft Productions. Mike, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's the second time I'm here. I mean, it really is an honor. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're definitely making normally we're covering real estate, but of course, when we're talking with you, we're covering exciting filmmaking and the film industry, and
We are, yeah.
a few interesting interviews on that. We always like to have something different, and we know you're busy. You just launched this new film, SOULCATCHER.
SOULCATCHER, yeah, just on Netflix, just hit the number one spot, not just in Poland, but it actually hit the number one spot around the world. It's the most watched movie on Netflix currently. It even dethroned the latest Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah, well, okay,
So that was like nice. Not bad for the little guy from Poland doing
exactly.
that. So we're doing extremely well.
Qualities like cream,
Yeah,
just coming to the top. Yeah.
hopefully we'll maintain it.
So tell us a little bit about, we've seen a lot of reviews over around the world. Some of them were a little
Yeah.
bit hard to understand, but they all seem to be very positive. So tell us a little bit about Catcher. What is it about? Who would like this movie?
Well, going back to reviews, it's interesting because, yeah, obviously the viewers love it because
Uh-huh.
it's being watched over and over again.
Yeah.
The critics, like in every single action movie genre, hate that movie, especially
Right.
in Poland. So yeah, the more the merrier. So
When
bring
critics
it
hate it, I
on.
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's you actually mentioned this movie. I couldn't talk about it last time when we were here on the interview. It's a movie about a group of mercenaries that
Hmm.
has to steal a secret weapon from this warlord. And then things get complicated after that. So it's like a Polish Expendables movie
Okay.
with an ensemble cast. We had a lot of great actors here that we were very lucky, and my lead from Lesson Plan is the lead in this one as well. So he's becoming the action star of
Wow.
Poland, Piotr Witkowski, which we were lucky to have him on.
Yeah, he was very good. And I noticed you had a few international actors in there as well.
We
Yep.
did. We had Vansh Luthra from India. He plays an Indian Sikh mercenary.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I actually got a lot of great messages from India saying, Thank you so much for putting somebody from Indian Sikh religion into your movie." That was very nice.
Yeah.
We had Jacek Kaman, who's a Polish actor, but he's been living in Australia for 25 years. He's known in Australia. So yeah, we had that. I would say a lot of the movie is in English actually because
Hmm.
of the Indian actors. So that's sort of the way we're going. Yeah, it's a great thrill ride. Something like this has never been done before in Poland. Obviously, we can't compete with somebody like the Expendables in the States. It's a different reality, different budget, but in Poland, it's never ever been done before, and so far, the viewers love it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Global,
we're
global, well
happy.
done.
We're
So
happy.
so is that what you're gonna do in the future is more international, actors, or is that just
That's
kind of one
that's a
off
good
idea?
question. I mean, we're thinking of doing we can easily do spin-offs because there were four major characters in this movie.
I like the girl
Yeah,
that was
the
the
sniper, yeah,
sniper
she
girl. She's
was
great. Yeah.
amazing, and she's got a hit show as well.
Okay.
So she's incredible, and she was so easy to work with, and she's very different in real life.
Mhm, mhm.
Just like, you see her playing this La Femme Nikita character, and yet she's so different in the real world. So we are thinking of expanding those individual characters into spin-off movies.
Mm.
Whether it's going to go internationally, we'll see.
Right,
we
right.
don't we don't know yet. I mean, we're certainly looking into expanding the company into other markets, including the UK.
Mhm,
We're talking about doing a remake of Dempsey and Makepeace
mhm, okay.
as a movie. I'm talking to a guy called Danny Lane. We're thinking about doing a movie in the States. He's like the real life Rambo, Chuck Norris kind of character.
Right,
So
right.
we might be doing that. And then, of course, we got huge plans for Poland. Lots of productions coming up in
Yeah.
Poland for next year.
Well, with things going on in the US, Europe is the place to do production, and
It
probably
is.
Poland is the
It
the
is,
place.
yes. I really don't have an opinion on what's going on in the US at this point in time. So a lot of opportunities for Europe.
Right,
Yes,
right. Well, it's a little bit
that is
about
correct.
AI, right? And that's not really moved here quite yet, I
Well,
wouldn't say.
there's a lot of stuff. The business model has changed.
Mhm,
Although, you look at movies like Oppenheimer and
mhm.
Barbie, and people are actually starting to go back into the movies, which is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So that's another area that even a year ago we would never consider doing a movie for the theaters. Now we're saying, given the right financing
Mhm.
and so forth, we might actually consider it.
Well, a year ago, I guess the only movies going in the cinema were ones already made, right?
Yes,
That they had to
yes,
that they had to put them
correct,
out. But
correct,
investors putting up money,
correct.
it
I
was
mean, with Soulcatcher, it's what I always say is, if you have the right principles,
mhm,
you can even make a small movie in the right way.
right.
I think it's where those principles fall short, where you see a lot of the big blockbusters that have not done as well as they should have, like
Mhm.
Indiana Jones and so forth. So I think people are losing their way, and I think studios are looking at that, and they're going to be going back to their roots, which is a good
Right.
thing.
So you've been
Yeah.
bringing number one movies to Netflix for a few years now, yeah?
Lesson Plan was my previous movie was number 4 worldwide,
Mhm.
and it lasted for, I think it was in the top 10 for about a week
Right,
globally.
right.
It was a lot longer in Poland, but this one, man, it just hit number 1, and I remember calling a buddy of mine saying, "Yeah, I'm not number 1 in Poland anymore. We're number 1 worldwide." So
Right,
that was
right. Yeah,
that
it's
was
good
a
to make those
nice.
calls, isn't it?
It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how did that happen?
Right.
But it's a fun movie to watch. It
Uh-huh.
really is. And it was a very difficult time when we shot it, because the budget was done, 3 years ago. And at that time, the war in Ukraine broke out,
Right.
inflation went sky high. And so we
Yeah.
had a lot of, it was not an easy production.
Right.
It was the biggest movie we've done so far.
So,
So, yeah.
so what is the situation now in general in Poland for financing movies, getting things done? I mean, I've talked to a few other directors, and they're just saying, "Look, it's tough out.
Yeah.
It's harder than ever to get things financed, but money is there somehow."
I think it really depends on how good you are. If
Hmm.
you're good, you'll get the financing. There is competition from the streamers. Sky Showtime's coming up. Disney might finally start producing stuff in Poland. Other streamers have gone away, like Viaplay, which was a surprise. But like I said, the theatrical financing is starting to look on the up and up. So I think a year from now, maybe we might see more movies in the cinemas.
Right, right. Well, yeah. Well, there is quite a few out now. I mean, right
Yeah.
now there is quite a few, and I guess they're doing okay.
Well,
Seems like at least on Instagram, you have a lot of picture of people dressed as Barbie these days.
yeah,
I guess
Barbie
based on
is
the show.
just
Yeah.
Barbie. I think Barbie if they did Barbie 2, I don't think it would do as well as Barbie 1. I think that was just a one off. It was an original movie.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for doing it. I will not watch it. Uh, but and you get movies like Oppenheimer, which was fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I love watching that.
Mhm.
So
Well, good
um,
actors as well in that one.
we'll see. I think people are moving away from doing the same old sequels over and over again. I think that's becoming tiresome.
Mhm.
You saw that with the last Fast and Furious movies, which didn't do well.
They're at number 10 now, yeah,
Indiana,
on Fast and Furious.
God, that's a good
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
number 50. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Indiana Jones didn't do as well as it was expected, and people are saying, yeah, we spent a bit too much money on that one.
Mhm. Well, 30 million to Harrison Ford probably is a big chunk of the
Probably
budget.
something like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
mean, I think the movie costs around 300 million.
Right. So
So
what are the plans for the future now? You're at number 1. I guess looking at more potential with Netflix or
we're
someone else. Are you allowed to talk about it a
we're
little bit?
certainly Netflix has been a phenomenal partner.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, they're really there when times are tough. It's like, you do a good job for us, and we're there as your partners. So that was fantastic. Certainly looking at other streamers as well, but Netflix is certainly key for us in a lot of areas. We're going to be expanding the action genre
Okay.
in
Same
Poland.
type. I was going to ask. Same type of
Absolutely.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, we've started a genre. It's doing very well.
Hmm.
Others have tried to copy us with mixed results. So I think that's the plan. We might be doing some sequels, which I can't talk about just
Okay.
yet,
All right. All right.
to movies that we've already done. So we're discussing that. Yeah, and it's a question of me finding the talent right now. More movies, you need more talent.
Well, I'm right here.
And
I'm right here.
you're
Next action movie. Yeah. As long as we're sitting drinking
I'm
coffee.
glad that's out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Talent solved. Yeah.
So
So how
yeah,
about getting these things financed? Difficult? Hard? How do you,
it
you know?
really there are various models.
Hmm.
Certainly the fact that when COVID hit and the streamers were here, that helped.
Right. There's just more money on
Um
the market. They need.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, and certainly what it used to be in Poland, unless you were film financed by the Polish Film Institute, you weren't really doing any movies. There were very few
Right.
producers that did movies on private financing. Now, when the other streamers have popped up, that's changed. So that's opened up.
Because they need content.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
need
They need
content,
just. Hmm.
and it's opened up the way for other producers like myself
Hmm.
to actually do movies.
Great, great. Well, Mike Zawadzki from Lightcraft, congratulations on SOULCATCHER. Great movie. Watched it a couple days ago when it came out, or a
Awesome.
few days ago when it came out. A lot of fun, a lot of action, and we hope to see you at your next number one
Thank you,
movie.
sir. I'm
Every time
gonna
you're number one globally, we're inviting you on the
well,
show.
I'm gonna have to keep producing
Yeah,
them. Thank you.
exactly.
It's been an honor.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks
Craig.
again, and have a good vacation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you again, everyone, for watching this special edition, the special film production edition of the Coffee with Craig show with Mike Zawadzki from Lightcraft and his new film SOULCATCHER. So we will see you as well on the regular Coffee with Craig shows with the news, and we'll always from now and then keep you updated on also different opportunities for investment in entertainment, different things going on. So we'll see you at our events and enjoy the rest of the
Click
day.
here to subscribe to the Coffee with Craig show, and don't forget to share it with your friends.